Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
Welcome one and all to Dice Company, where a group of old friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Tom, and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of this band of bandits and dog lovers. Bandits and dog lovers, please introduce yourselves and give one fun fact which will make the listeners care.
I mean, one reason to care was never listed. I wasn't expecting that.
You said listeners, right? Like plural.
Give our listener, our single listener, my mum and my dad.
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm playing Tock, who's an imposing 6'8" automaton. Interesting fact is, whilst automatons have a rudimentary olfactory sense, it works more like a chemical analysis kind of thing than a true sensory experience. Thus, Tock does not feel disgusted at Vander in the same way that humans do.
Okay. I'm not sure anyone cares about that, but I like it. I'm trying not to take that as a shot at me.
Sorry, doesn't feel disgusted Charlie in the way that humans do.
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
Hello, I am Dave, and I am playing the character of Bennie Quez. A fun fact about Bennie is that Bennie can still remember with great fondness and nostalgia the first time he ever ate a piece of fruit. What a wonderful moment that was for him.
That is a shit fact.
What was the fruit?
Yeah, that's the question. What is the fruit?
Well,
It's going to make or break the whole thing.
The problem is, I'm not sure what fruit exists on this world, so I haven't specified. Okay.
But not the one you're about to say.
Most of them except that one.
It was.
Definitely no kumquats.
It was an apricot.
Such a shit fruit as well.
Oh, no, that's what I think, but I was trying to not just impose my own personality on Bennie.
You wanted to live totally outside yourself and be someone who likes apricots.
Yeah, exactly.
My God, the majesty of your
D&D is wild.
It's surreal.
What a Tuesday.
Just play this game just to get away from everything. Just become the kind of person that might enjoy an apricot. It's
It feels like the thing in the real world you really need to get away from is us. But we're right here with you in your nightmares.
For those listeners who thought that dragons were exotic.
Charlie, why don't you try and rip that one off?
You struggle there.
Fruit-related stuff. Go, Vander.
I'm Charlie, and I play Vander Finnick. Unfortunately for Vander, a horribly disfigured creature, though he is human. And before his disfigurement, he actually did a lot of complex statecraft, and he was quite the smart crookie. Part of that was administration. He was, if he'd met the modern spreadsheet, he would have been quite a dab hand, which is topical because the DM has shared a spreadsheet. And it's, given that he's meant to work with them, I mean, it looks like a lucky dip to me. It's absolutely, I don't know. You've completely dismantled the Y and the X axis, and I just had to get that in. So there we go.
So your fun fact that makes the audience care is Vander would be good at spreadsheets, but he's not because they don't exist.
And the guy who plays him really cares about spreadsheets.
I mean, again, I may not have understood our audience. That's
would anyone like to take back what they said about my fact at this point?
Yeah.
I loved it. Those were the good old days.
Yeah, exactly. I look back fondly on those times.
It was definitely top 2.
I can't get past the spreadsheet. I appreciate it's a cheap shot, but
oh god,
we need to talk about.
I thought it was the ego thing that would be the sticking point.
No. It's never his fault. It's always someone else's. Externalize that hate there, Chuck.
I'm in the character of Vander, so if that happens,
legitimately worried now.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm playing Augustus Zeno, and my fact is that although Augustus is unimaginably rich, he also gets sad, just like you.
He's a man of the people. Between that and apricots, what a treat.
He's one of us.
Was that propaganda?
I'd like to think it veered across into propaganda, yeah.
Oh, subtle.
I've just added propaganda as one of my skills on LinkedIn.
Oh, God. Well, we have 4 of the least likeable characters in D&D history. Let's get stuck into this week's chapter of Dice Company. So, last time you wonderful people found refuge in the small hidden village of Haven, nestled in the foothills of the Pytherial Mountains. You met the leader of the harmonious group called Kalen, along with a series of locals, including Haven's blind elven elder, Lorien. Lorien has asked you to investigate a nearby cave and kill a large creature which has been prowling the forest for a few days. Was there anything else you would like to do before you leave?
Not for me. I'm ready. I was born ready.
Yeah, but are you ready now?
You move through the thick jungle forest, following the instructions given to you by Lorien, and carrying the variety of torches you hold in your hands. There is a cacophony of crickets around you, and the inky blackness of the jungle forest at night is occasionally punctured by a break in the tree canopy and a beam of surprisingly bright moonlight. Not to mention, you're all lit up like Christmas trees. Despite assurances it would only take you 10 minutes, you actually spend nearly half an hour walking before you find yourself at the entrance of the cave. The opening is only around 3 foot high, about 20 feet wide, and long creeper vines hang over the entrance, giving the impression of an open mouth with a bushy moustache. The ground around the entrance is a soup of reddish-brown mud and deep puddles of water. Even from this distance, there is a distinct smell of rot and decay.
So, checking above this large cave mouth bit, are there any obvious eyes to complete the skull motif, or is it merely like a cave at the bottom?
Just a cave at the bottom.
Can I have a look around for any signs of footprints or anything like that, which might give us more of an indication of what it is we're dealing with?
Yeah, you can give me investigation or survival check.
I'll give you an investigation check. Thank you. 16.
You find a set of pawed footprints leading into the cave. They're quite large.
He shows them these of announcing to everyone, can I try and identify what creature would have left them?
Yep. Give me a nature check, please.
Okay, and I will guide myself.
No.
Not that I need to, because Tock rolled a 25, so it's 27. I know all of nature.
These are the paw prints of a large lion creature that you know to be called a manticore.
Does anyone know how hardcore that? It sounds pretty tough. I think maybe we should send Bennie in.
Scout the location ahead of us.
He can sneak. He's fine. The rest of us are in danger.
Carry some stakes to distract it. Do we know anything about manticores?
You know that they are hybrid creatures similar to the cockatrice. They have the body of a lion and the wings of a bat, and they are quite vicious.
Do they have like a poisonous tail or something?
Yeah, I was thinking they might have a poisonous tail. I can't remember off the top of my head because of my prep work is second to none. Let's say they've got a scorpion's tail as well.
Oh, well done, Harry, for reminding him. Is there anything else he's got? Does he spit fire?
Harriet, anything else you want to add to it?
They breathe poverty.
Oh, I'm staying out. Augustus does not do poverty.
Surely this is exactly when we need our man of the people. He feels emotions like the common folk.
He's feeling too sad at the moment.
Yeah, he's not really up for it.
Strikes me, we're at mouth of a cave, which would be the perfect place to lay some sort of a trap if we could get it to come out and wander into it. Anyone got anything that might be useful for that sort of malarkey?
That's actually a rather good idea, Bennie.
Well, I don't like to have a fair fight if I can avoid it.
Come on, Tock. Tock's got something for everything, isn't he? Ooh, Tock's the best. Ooh.
Not a ton. Tock's got some rope. I mean, make a net. I think that would take too long. Honestly, I'm not really set up for that.
How about you, Vander? Are you more of a head-on fighter?
Very kind of you to say, Bennie. I do like the trap idea, but it appears that the best we can offer in the way of traps is to wait at the entrance of the cave and hit it with a stick. That being the case, I think we just need to investigate.
Well, I mean, I got a bag of ball bearings which I could set down at the mouth of the cave, which would maybe cause it to trip, but I don't know.
There is deep mud there, Bennie.
That's a very good point, Tock. That's not going to work, is it?
I think you should throw your ball bearings in the mud and let's see.
I could attempt to lure it out by replicating the sound of a prey animal.
Interesting.
Tock takes out a small crystal from his bag at his waist and taps it slightly, and you can hear what's going to be an appropriate prey animal for like the meowing of a cat or something similar.
Okay, with the cat crystal, not to be confused with the dog biscuit pebble.
Both great pubs.
Indeed. He tapped the crystal again, and it makes another sound of Vander saying, complaining, basically. He says, it can make many sounds.
Fascinating.
I must say, gentlemen, I can't quite see how getting the animal to charge out of the mouth of the cave is necessarily helping us. I'm in danger of agreeing with Vander here, and perhaps we ought just to make a careful investigation, see if we perhaps catch it napping.
You think we should proceed through the mouth of the cave?
I think you should proceed through the mouth of the cave, Tock.
Agreed.
Excellent.
Well, Tock's probably least likely to be able to catch it napping, isn't he?
Since he's not a very stealthy chap. You don't think Tock is built for stealth, no.
Good point. Let's send Bennie. Tock, why don't you and I stand either side of the mouth, to start with at least? Bennie can make the first foray inside, just a little, and if he doesn't see anything straight away, we'll follow in.
Agreed.
Yeah, at the risk of ripping off quite a decent franchise.
Why don't we send our burglar?
Thanks, lads. Always knew I could count on you.
Yeah, I rather think Vander ought to stay with Tock, in case rapid motion is required in a retreating sort of way.
Right behind you, Bennie.
About 20 miles behind you.
What are you doing, Bennie? You've been given instructions by your team.
Presumably you're pouring the ground, right?
Sure.
I'm going to lower the hood of my lantern,
Ooh.
so it only casts dim light for 5 yards, and I'm going to start sneaking forward to my death.
As he does, Tock will provide guidance for Bennie and by saying, "Stay out of the deep mud."
Thanks, Tock.
And if you've got 10 minutes, I could make an inspirational speech.
We should at least consider that we'll never see Bennie again. 2 hours and then leave if we don't. We could tie a rope to him, give it a tug every now and again.
Bennie, can I have a stealth check, please?
And you can add a D4 for guidance if you want.
That's a D4 for Tock's unbearable guidance.
Well, I'll stick with my 23 for stealth, thank you.
My word. Bennie, you get down low and you realise that the mud is ankle deep. It's cold and wet and horrible, and your clothes, which have been freshly washed, are now immediately dirty
I
again.
was going to say, a waste of a lovely bath.
And with a bit of quiet from the rest of the group, you sneak into the cave. The smell of rotten decay is horrible, pungent here. It takes all of your willpower not to gag. There appears to be a selection of bones by your feet that have been stripped of all flesh.
All right, so I guess I'll go a little further into the cave.
I have attempted to sneak as close to the mouth of the cave as I can without going in.
Okay. And you find a small entranceway of the cave that leads further in. It's pitch black where you are.
Can I have a listen? See if I can hear anything from deeper in the cave.
Yeah, give me a perception check. The ever rare owl perception check.
15.
And you can add a D4 if you need.
Oh yeah, I'll add a D4 to that one, thank you. 3, so 18 total.
You can hear a very faint buzzing ahead.
Got a fridge in there.
It's an old desktop PC.
I'm going to sneak out and report back, if I may.
You may.
A bit further into the cave, there's a very narrow gap, and beyond that, I can hear a noise, a bit like some sort of buzzing. Feels like that's got to be a creature, right? But it's a good, there's a good spot which would, it's a bottleneck. Could probably trap it in there and make it difficult for it to really come at us. I wonder if we could set a fire to prevent it, trap it in there.
Most creatures do not like fire. Have I seen any decent dry wood in the jungle?
Oh, in the jungle, yeah. There's plenty of dry wood out there. The issue you'll have with
dead wood.
Yeah, the issue you'll have with starting a fire is that it's basically thick mud throughout the cave and kind of puddles everywhere. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try, just be aware.
Any fire would have to be on a platform above the mud.
Yeah, not sure how we're doing that, to be honest. Maybe it's a non-starter.
You could lay down sticks as a base and then set the fire on top. So basically you lay down sticks folded over, so you put a whole bunch in one way, bunch the other way, and then set a fire on top of those. Float above the mud.
A stealth check from everyone, please.
21. That wasn't going to be the problem, was I?
17.
6.
Oh, 6 as well. Is that
Have you got heavy armor on?
apparently? Is that a thing? So that automatically gives me disadvantage, does it?
It does.
I'm clanking around in the mouth of the cave.
On the plus side, it turns out Tock's actually better at stealth than you.
I don't need to conceal myself. In fact, it would be an insult to the world were I to try.
Okay, you may continue.
Might have heard all my clanking.
Right, I'm frightened now.
Tock will go collect some firewood if everyone thinks that's a good idea.
Screw it, yeah. I mean, the last time
10 minutes later.
Manticores are not natural. They are evil.
So why don't Bennie, Vander, and I stand either side of the cave mouth, hiding. Tock stands slightly back at the front, bang some pots and pans together, and let's jump it when it comes running out. I don't see that anything else we've talked about gives us any greater advantage than that.
Can I have perception checks from everyone, please?
I think that's shortly going to be the plan. 9.
11.
14.
Vander, your passive perception is 17, I believe.
Yes, it is.
While you are all standing around discussing what to do, and while Tock holds 2 handfuls of dried wood, you see a shadow flicker near the mouth of the cave, but it is gone in an instant.
Gentlemen, we're not alone. I would prepare yourself for combat.
Okay, Tock will drop the wood and get a spirit shield.
I'll draw my bow.
Augustus changes into his fighting clothes from DiBiaggio's.
Vander, where was the other presence?
I saw, or more to the point, sensed a flicker in the cave mouth. Let's just assume that what Bennie heard wasn't a giant bumblebee, and that what it is going to do some significant harm, shall we?
I mean, just as an aside, I can't think of anything scarier than a giant bumblebee.
While you continue...
Tock will prepare to dodge, just so in the mouth of the
No,
cave.
he won't, because I was speaking first.
But that was because they were taking too long.
Well, I know.
Bees.
Shouldn't have engaged with us on the bee.
We give you a B-.
Oh, God. Right. As you are standing around chit-chatting in the middle of the night outside a dangerous cave, loudly,
I now see that was an error.
you are suddenly met with a cacophony of buzzing all around your heads. Looking up to the sky, you see a group of horrid flying creatures that look like a cross between a large bat and an oversized mosquito. The leg ends in sharp pierces, and it has long needle-like proboscis which slash in the air. Everyone please roll initiative.
12. No, yes, 12, yeah.
7.
Natural 1.
Natural 20 for the gentleman.
So I'm thinking Sturges?
If you want, you can spend your turn doing a nature check, see if you know this one as well.
I might spend it defending.
Augustus, top of the round.
Augustus raises an eyebrow, and then these creatures are now within striking range, right? They're low enough to hit with a sword.
Yep, one of them is in fact whooping towards you at high speed.
Well, bad news for you, little Desquito, because I am armed with a rapier, which I use now to great effect. 24. That is great effect.
That is a hit.
A fine hit.
A palpable hit. Please roll for damage.
8. Pierce thy heart.
Please tell me the story of how you killed the weird flying creature.
Well, I raise the aforementioned eyebrow, and as it swoops down, I swish the rapier through the air, and it simply falls into 2 pieces and slithers to the ground as if it was never here.
It does, with the added benefit of what appears to be a large amount of blood splatters over the front of your lovely top.
Wow, how lovely. I look forward to the pain of making someone clean this for me. Tock! Put that on a spreadsheet and smoke it.
And next up, it's the creatures. Okie dokie. So we'll start with the one that is attacking Bennie. Comes at you with a long pincer-like proboscis as it launches its attack. 18.
That's a hit.
So that's 7 piercing damage. So the proboscis plunges into Bennie's skin and the creature attaches itself to him. Next up is the one who is attacking Vander. 14.
Okay. My armor is 11. I'm going to go for shield.
So you there's a ripple of energy that appears around you, Vander, as the creature attempts to stab you, and you see that its proboscis gets kind of bent and is unable to pierce your skin. It kind of spins around in a bit of a frenzy. Luckily, there's a second one there to do it. 22 is a hit for 6 piercing damage. So you take your 5 temporary hit points are immediately gone, and you take 1 further damage from your actual hit points. So please remove 1.
Oh my god.
The creature's proboscis is now embedded in your chest as its kind of feet wrap around you and it begins to suck blood out of you.
It's okay. It'll detach after it's drained 10 hit points worth of blood from you.
That's reassuring.
So Augustus casts a worried glance.
idea. Just want to point out how much magic I've had to use to ward off effectively a mosquito. I am bending space and time over here.
The next one is attacking Tock for 16.
Nope.
And then the other two are attacking at advantage for 22.
That'll be a hit.
Please take 4 piercing damage. And 15. No. Okay, so 2 of them attempt to stab into Tock's wooden parts between his armor. The third one is actually able to do it, and it awkwardly attaches itself to the automaton. And you can see at the back is a kind of almost clear sack, which on the others is filling with blood being drained out of Bennie and Vander. But this appears to be like an amberish looking liquid is being sucked out of Tock.
Somehow it's worse.
Yeah, Tock does not look happy about this.
And finally, there is one attacking Augustus. 18.
Do the fine clothes help at all?
What's your AC?
60?
So that's a hit for 7 piercing damage, please.
Okay.
Once again, this scourge attaches itself to you as well.
Is that going to affect my ability to cut it in 2 pieces?
You can, of course, attack the creature with no problems.
I mean, there are problems. I mean, there are very, very big fucking problems right now.
Vander,
I am going to cast Magic Missile.
you can target 3 different creatures if you wish.
The 2 who are attacking you and the 1 who is sucking my blood right now.
You look so outnumbered there, Augustus.
That's all right. We can give you some more WD-40 anytime. This guy's taking my blood.
Sounds like a plan.
Vander, please highlight which ones are you targeting?
So the 2 on me and the 1 on Augustus then.
So Vander, even with the creature attached to you, you're able to lift your cane into the air and 3 glowing red darts fire out. 2 smash into the 2 sturges, which are around you, and the third one hits Augustus. Please tell me the story of how they all die.
Yes! Hang on, hits Augustus. I die.
The one attacking Augustus.
Why did you aim for the one attacking Augustus?
I know, it seems madness, doesn't it?
A sense of social hierarchy and order.
It frees him up. It frees him up to attack with advantage.
Who?
Well, he can attack one of your fruit bats.
Well, unlike the thief who could attack with sneak attacks, or Tock who's massive.
Anyway, Vander, tell me the story.
Well, it's a story with a sad ending, clearly, because I'm going to take a lot of shit for this. Okay, so my hand whips up, as you say, and 2 bolts sail straight into the bats in front of me. I turn in the same sweep, and the 3rd bolt flies past Tock and strikes the other bat in the wing. It spirals to the ground, and I'm going to give Augustus the assist there. He just stamps on it, but I get the kill.
I carefully clean my boot on the grass.
It doesn't come out.
Why is it important? Why is it important to you who gets the kill? It's weird. What a weird thing to say.
Gong, top killer, right here. Guy's an absolute savage.
Spreadsheet hero.
Sorry, Bennie.
Described as a man without pride or ego.
Vander is number 1 when it comes to pest control.
Would you like to move, Vander?
No, I would not.
Okay, cool. Tock.
Tock is going to stab at the sturge that's currently trying to suck his blood. That's an 18 to hit.
That is a hit. Please roll for damage.
5 damage.
Please tell me the story of how you kill this one.
Tock is just going to use his shield to smash the proboscis off its head and then stab it when it's on the ground and then turn to one of the other ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tock's first kill in combat. Round of applause.
Impressive.
Woo!
Impressive.
We believed in you. We did it.
Could have killed it like a bagpipe, which I feel missed.
I feel like Tock's not going to kill with flourishes.
It's a creature with 2 hit points, everyone. 2 hit points.
That guard with the door was before combat. I mean, that was...
Yeah, no, I was thinking if it'd be more or less embarrassing the time that we all got killed while out shopping.
Nothing will ever top the shopping death. Ever. My God, that was so bad. Tock, any other actions?
No.
Bennie.
I guess I'm gonna stab this character that is attempting to drain my blood. 16.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
Thank goodness for that. 7 piercing.
Tell me the story.
I shove my short sword into the sturge and lift it out of myself with my knife and have it impaled on the short sword and then flick it off. Disgusted.
Your muddy clothes are now covered in your own blood as well.
Yeah. It's been such a nice evening. Such a nice evening.
Any movement or any further actions? Okay, back to the top of the round with Augustus.
Okay, so if I go to here, do I get advantage on this
You certainly do.
chap? So I'll do that. I'll bring the old rapier out again. 20.
Roll for damage.
11.
I don't
Unnecessary.
Think I don't think you can not kill it at that point.
Tell me the story, please, Augustus.
In a break from his tradition of, hang on, I've lost the word.
Extreme wealth.
Yeah, normally there's a servant around.
The bat dies of poverty.
Does it die of sadness?
Fucking well should. In a break from his normal swaggering style, he just jams his rapier up its butt.
As you do so, the rapier is covered in a kind of thick, viscous amber liquid. It's very sticky.
Augustus looks disgusted about everything that's happening around him.
It is extremely difficult to wash off.
And the memory even more difficult to get rid of.
The one remaining Sturge attacks Tock with a 16. So once again, the proboscis is bent by smashing into Tock's heavy armor. Vander
I cast Mind Spike. I rolled a 15.
is a hit. And how much damage did you do? 2. Fantastic. Exactly what you needed. Please tell me the story of how this Sturge...
Oh wait, there was two. Was two the minimum required to kill it.
literally how much they have.
The bat has a very minor headache and flutters to the ground, whimpers, and basically passes away. It's a fairly peaceful death for a bat, to be honest. Maybe a little bit of blood out of an ear, something like that.
Fantastic.
And Augustus feels slightly sad.
Because he has feelings like we do. That's lovely.
Exactly. Little known fact about aristocrats.
Really tempted to describe its butt exploding now because of, what. No, won't do that. It's
you guys are out of combat. Please have a discussion about what you're going to do next and how you're going to approach the rest of this dungeon that you won't go into.
Well, I think that went well. I think we can all agree
good
on
work,
that.
guys. I have used so much magic. Poorly.
So the plan is for you guys to enter the cave.
I'll bring up the rear if you don't mind, chaps.
Right, stealthy as we can, please, lads.
Going to wait for Bennie to do hand signals to bring Tock forwards.
The giant robot tiptoes into the cave.
So you guys head towards the entrance to the cave, ducking down. All of you are now caked in mud from the ankle down. Work your way through the syrupy-like mud.
And my lantern dimmed again.
And I will likewise dim mine, following Bennie's example.
So when I get to this point, I gesture to the others that this is...
The point to...
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going to set up here. I'm going to stealth my way a little deeper.
Give me a stealth check.
I'll motion for Vander to maybe step back a little way out of actual melee range.
Vander shuffles irritably back a step.
a rare stealth hail from Bennie.
Oh no.
Hey, Bennie, what'd you roll, Bennie?
Rolled a natural 1, dummy, for 7 overall.
He drops a tray of champagne glasses.
You place your foot into a particularly thick piece of mud, and there is a sound which echoes down the corridor ahead.
Can I hear anything?
You wait for a moment, and there is no response to the sound you've made.
Well, goodbye, Bennie.
Yeah. Well, team. It's been fun. And I'm going a little further into this cave.
You go up the spite.
You begin to head down the corridor, squelching with every step.
Oh, so the stealth check's truly fucked, is it?
Well, it was a natural 1.
We may as well follow him at this point, surely.
He's accidentally come. He's forgotten to take off his one-man band suit.
Well, I'm gonna come sprinting back in a minute to the bottleneck.
Keep going, Bennie. We believe in you.
So again, Vander, you probably don't want to stand in the place that we're just about to run through.
Vander irritably shuffles back again.
It'd be hilarious if the Manticore comes home now and finds Vander bursting at the door. Hello, little morsel.
Why there's the sound of furious flatulence and one-man bands in such a cave?
As you move along the corridor, Bennie, you notice it begins to widen out a bit, and to the southwest of where you currently stand, there is an opening in which appears to go into another room within the cave.
A narrow opening?
It is around 12.5 feet wide.
At this point, I'm just like, oh, fuck it. Hello? And then I start running backwards.
Your voice echoes throughout the cave.
Tock will just lean over to Augustus and say,
He is not very stealthy today, is he, Augustus?
No, Tock, he certainly is not.
Vander's just leaning on his cane and sighing.
Vander, old boy, I suggest you come forward with us.
Vander very grudgingly starts to fall forwards.
Tock, what have you got your your lantern out?
yeah, he will.
As you call out, you can hear your voices echoing within the cavern, and as you head towards the entrance to the next room, you notice that the ceiling kind of sharply veers upwards.
Look up, Tock.
Yeah, Tock will look around.
Tock, as you reach the entrance ahead of you, you can see the enormous form of a manticore. It is staring northward.
Doesn't appear to have either seen us or isn't paying attention to us. I'll motion for the other two ranged guys to come up and think maybe we should do some surprise round shooting. I'll use it with hand signals.
Shambles steadily down.
So presumably, Dom, I couldn't see anything in the cave for it to be looking at.
Give me a perception check.
14.
It appears to be staring into the blackness of a huge cavern. There is a very deep blue kind of pool of water here. It appears to be looking in that direction. It doesn't appear to be moving at all.
Like, not even breathing?
Not that you can see.
But not like turned to stone like the cockatrice statue things?
No.
Okay. I guess Tock will go and investigate, and the rest of you can prepare to shoot it if it starts attacking me. It literally has not moved a muscle since I moved in. So I'll poke it with a stick.
Oh, it's right there. Tock's right next to it. I didn't realize. I'm just going to go back a bit. I didn't realize I could see it.
I'm just going to go back 35 miles.
Tock, as you approach the manticore, you notice that there is a hole where its right eye should have been. As you lean in closer and poke it, a spider climbs out of the hole and skitters away into the darkness.
So I'm guessing it looks really dead.
Oh, it's definitely dead.
Okay.
And actually, as you investigate further, it looks like it's been hollowed out as well.
Ooh. Okay, I will. I think there's any reason. I'll tell the rest of the group that I don't think there's any reason to shout, but I'm not going to be like super stealthy about that. And then I'm going to. There's water. I'll look up at the ceiling, see if there are any spiders up on the ceiling, and
as you turn around next to where Augustus is standing, you suddenly see the long, black, hairy legs unfurling around a corner high up as a giant spider appears and launches itself down. Augustus, can I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
9? That's more than 8, which is how many legs the spider has.
yeah, I'll say
Augustus, above you.
and point with my spear.
And as he points with his decorative spear,
His decorative, extra long butter knife.
Pointer.
It's claimed a life. 1.
you look up just in time to see a giant spider repelling from the roof, and then your vision is clouded by a sudden white sticky substance which splats you in the face. Before you know what's happening, taken off your feet and spun rapidly, and you're unable to move as your body is encased in webbing. Roll initiative.
Woo! 20.
9.
7.
And well, to be fair, I haven't got much initiative. I've just been fucking wrapped in spider webs and swooped away on lunch.
There's not been an evening of big rolls for me.
Well, let's hope that changes in your very brave and daring spider attack that you're about to launch.
I don't know. It looks well fed. Maybe we should call it here and retreat.
Leave Augustus.
Stupid robot.
Vander, you are top of the round. What would you like to do?
I'm tempted. You're going to have to explain the mechanics of sleep to me. Any chance?
Now is not the time for napping.
What happens if Vander is super snoozy?
Incredible betrayal. I get rolled up in spiderweb.
Okay, so the sleep spell, you would need to roll over the hit point total of the giant spider with 5d8.
So I need to get the hit points down first, basically.
I mean, you could try it. You could get enough, hypothetically, if it was a good enough roll.
Yeah, that's a waste of a shot, really, isn't it? So I need to do something else. I'm going to cast Mind Spike. 22.
Please roll for damage.
9.
Nice.
Very nice.
The spider drops its lunch.
I obliterate the spider's hypothalamus.
The spider's legs begin to tremble as it lands on the floor, and for a second it looks like it's about to curl up and fall onto its back. and manages to fight free of the psychic attack of Vander.
I want to point out, if the spider does kill us all and survive this combat, it's going to suffer alterated mind state for the rest of its life.
Yeah, it's going to spend an incredible amount of its money on therapy.
Whatever makes you feel happy, buddy. Whatever makes you feel happy.
Oh, try life without hypothalamus, Tom.
The spider is infuriated with Vander's behaviour.
Of course he is. He's not acting rationally.
writes him a strongly worded letter.
Oh, shit!
So the spider begins climbing up the wall and onto the ceiling, and then skitters along over the rest of you and drops down onto Vander. Vander, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Because my dexterity, I'm all about dexterity. Damn it.
I'm all about dexterity. Do a flip.
18, somehow.
The giant spider bits webbing in your direction, and somehow Vander, despite his broken form, potentially because he's so terrified of the giant spider crawling towards him, manages to dodge uncannily out of the way, and the webbing hits the floor behind him.
A little help here, chat.
The spider jumps back onto the ceiling. Bennie.
I'm trying to establish if I'm going to be able to hide at the end of my go.
It would be normally pitch black, but obviously you guys have got it lit up like a Christmas tree. So you could probably find a corner to hide around, providing no one was shining light in that direction.
Shining light over the place.
Well, I mean, technically, Augustus, whilst he has a light source on him, he's wrapped in spider silk, so I can't imagine he's actually lighting anything up at the moment, is he?
Point out, Augustus is sat there wrapped in spider goo, and the spider is now attacking the cripple of our group, and Benny's thinking, I need to hide.
Yeah, well, that's typical rogue-like behaviour, isn't it?
I mean, I'm making this spider goop look pretty good.
Bennie, without any opinions from the peanut gallery, what would you like to do?
I'm going to shoot the spider with my sneak attack because he's engaged. Oh, he's not engaged with Vander, is he?
No, but nice try. I respect the hustle.
25 for the short bow.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
7 piercing.
So you look up at the spider that is currently glued to the ceiling above Vander, and you fire a shot from your short bow, which pierces into his bulbous abdomen. Vander, you see a little bit of kind of green, sticky ichor fall down onto your face as you're looking up at the thing.
And then I'm going to attempt to use my bonus action to hide in the corner.
Oh, done. I like where your head's at. Tock, it's your turn. Before your turn, could you please give me a dexterity saving throw?
More spiders.
There's another spider nearby. 16.
Please take your turn.
The everything okay here silence is the scariest thing.
Yeah. Okay, right. Tock is going to try and free Augustus from his web. Just tear chunks of it off.
Strength check, please.
As he does so, Vander, you probably see Tock's armor is like going to crackle slightly with like a blue, little bit of electricity going on there. 5 to this roll. 10.
Oh my god, you left me in combat with the giant spider.
Yep. So, and, I'm assuming that wasn't enough.
It is a DC 12 strength check.
Wow.
So you attempt to rip the webbing off of Augustus, but it's just so sticky that your hands begin to kind of get lost within it. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Write the spider a strongly worded letter.
Apologise.
Yeah, I'll snatch up my spirit shield and move next to Vander so that I might and try and guard him essentially. So spear and shield up at the spider. But...
Okay, Augustus, you can do a strength check to attempt to break free of the webbing.
That's what I have to do now, basically.
Well, I mean, you could just lay there and think about life, I guess.
Anyone got a smoke? Natural 20. 23. I burst out like Hulk Hogan out of a yellow t-shirt.
Literally, Tock having spent 6 seconds.
I weakened it for him.
The webbing suddenly explodes out.
Flex a tricep.
And standing there with his hands on his hips and his chiseled jaw gleaming in the darkness.
And a cigarette in his mouth.
A lit cigarette. And he puffs it out.
Hey, boys.
Would you like to move?
Can I help Vander's situation by piling in over there? Or is the spider now? Is there any value in me doing that?
So it's on the ceiling, so you might as well shoot at it, I guess, if you can.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah.
You've used your action to break free.
So
So unless you have an attack that is a bonus action, which I don't believe you do, there is no damage you can do this turn.
You could come help stop Vander from getting actually clobbered in combat.
Yeah, so I'll go over to here. So we're sort of giving the spider a few confusing targets. And also, I don't want to stand in that doorway because I think there could be more spiders.
Cool. Augustus, could you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yes, of course. Gentlemen, we should be heading for the door. Oh my god. -1. I kill myself with my own cigarette.
Does he just swallow his own cigarette at this stage? Is that how that works?
I was looking so good, and then I swallowed my own lit cigarette and died. Unfortunately, my insides are pure gasoline.
-1 is such a phenomenal roll.
Oh my god!
I didn't even realise it went to minus.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody roll negative.
Did he just break every bone in his body while running along the way?
So here is what happens. Having exploded out of the webbing and looking every bit the dashing hero, Augustus charges to the aid of Vander. And you watch as the tall and elegant movements of Augustus as he sprints across, and for a second you feel like you're going to be well protected, until a long, thick, black, oozing tentacle appears from the west, wraps itself around Augustus' waist, and drags him 30 feet away from you.
Oh damn!
Everyone ready to pile in again?
That must have like come like right past me. Can I see, like, do I recognize what the tentacle is from? Like, how chunky is that?
You're currently looking up at the ceiling, right? At the spider.
Yes.
I mean, I think we can assume it's a creature with tentacles of at least 30 feet in length. Because I was just standing where it's dragged me to, and it wasn't there then.
Back to the top of the round with Vander.
I think my situation has got slightly worse.
Okay, another stupid question from me. If I were to cast grease at Augustus, would that stick him to the floor?
No, grease does the opposite of sticking.
So
it might be right. It might drop me like a bar of soap.
If anything, you'll speed up. It's being dragged.
We need to understand the coefficient here. Is he going to be slippery like a bar of soap? Will I be, or will I?
No, because grease isn't cast on a person, it's cast on a location. So you would just be greasing the floor that he's currently sliding across.
Dragged along a slip and slide by a tentacle.
Well, that rather changes things.
You got anything else in the old tool bag there, Vander?
Not. Wait there, how far can I move? I might be able to.
As Augustus has been dragged away, you just see his fleeting, rage-filled eyes fixed on Vander. Fucking do something.
Okay, damn it. Am I in combat with the spider? If I move, am I disengaging?
No, you're fine.
Okay, Vander turns madly and with a speed that you wouldn't really expect him to be able to move at, does manage to get as far as Augustus, which I can do, and I'm going to get to, that gives me my 10 feet, Dom?
Yep, so just to tell you what you see, as you look into the cave where the lake area was, you can see an enormous creature, slimy, like a gigantic octopus with many limbs kind of flayed out. And it is very slowly dragging itself ashore. One of its tentacles is wrapped around Augustus.
Okay, from under my cloak, I produce a heavy flintlock and I point it directly at the tentacle. And the flintlock carries cartridges of basically shrapnel. And I'm just going to attempt to just blast the limb.
Give it an advantage, please.
Okay, I hope this works. No -1s.
22.
Yeah, so whipping out from under his coat, Vander produces kind of sawn-off flintlock contraption. Please roll for damage.
Okay, 1d10 plus 1. So, and I'm, okay, 9, 10.
So, yeah, you shoot the tentacle. There's this cacophonous bang that echoes all the way through the cave. The tentacle loosens and whips back towards the creature, dropping Augustus. Augustus, please take 1 damage from the fall.
Gladly. I thought the bang of that gun was going to have woken up an even bigger squid.
The giant spider is going to drop down on Tock and attempt to bite him. 23.
That will be a hit.
8 piercing damage. Can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
9.
Please take 7 poison damage.
No, because automatons have resistance.
Okay, then please take 3 poison damage.
Do we get advantage? I get advantage on saving throws against being poisoned as well.
Cool. Roll another Constitution saving throw.
25.
Please don't take 3 poison damage.
So how was 8 points
piercing.
of damage? Yeah.
Yeah, 8 piercing.
Okay. Well, that's less awful than it would have been.
The large creature is going to slowly drag itself towards you two.
Ooh, good grief! What the fuck is that?
Going to lash a tentacle towards Augustus. 20
What did it just hit him with?
tentacle.
Swing and a miss? No, that's obviously a hit.
So please take 13 damage.
Ouch.
And you are once again grappled by the tentacle. It's a DC 16 saving throw to get out of the grapple.
So basically, I'm nearly dead, and now I'm tied up by an octopus.
So a huge tentacle, kind of the one that had grabbed you before, lashes out and smacks you heavily, dropping you to your knees before then coiling itself around you and lifting you 5 feet into the air. Bennie.
How's the hiding going, Bennie?
How do I actually? That spider didn't disengage from Tock, so I'm sneak attacking.
Yes, you are. Please attack at advantage.
Well, I failed attack advantage, but I rolled 19. So.
Roll another one just in case you get a crit.
Okay, yeah.
Please roll again.
17.
Okay, well, the first one's a hit. Please roll for damage.
11 total.
Please tell me the story of how you kill or how the spider dies.
Ah, solid.
The arrow comes flying out of the darkness and buries itself in the spider's stomach cavity thing, and it explodes in a disgusting spray of venom and guts and all sorts.
And other spider pieces.
In a way that surely counts far more than 3 bugs. And it slumps to the floor, dead.
That is excellent.
That only counts as 1.
Tock, you're splattered with the spray of the spider's innards as Benny's arrow rips through it, killing it.
I think I affected its morale as well from how easily I got out of its web.
Benny, any movement?
Yeah, I will.
Better be towards us.
Yeah. Are you sticking around to fight this octopus?
I am. I've decided to stay.
Tock's
Augustus does what he chooses. Sorry, carry on, Tock.
Tock's gonna charge over with a spear at the giant octopus and
cut the tentacle. Cut the tentacle.
I tell you what, wait there. Can he even miss with the spear? Might this be the blooding of the spear?
He's already killed something with a spear today.
Just cut the tentacle that's got me and let's get out of here.
16 to hit.
Is a hit. You roll for damage.
Tock just runs straight into this giant squid and
5 damage.
Yeah, so with the giant octopus there, Tock just charges past Augustus, who's kind of limply hanging in the air with a blood pouring down the side of his mouth.
And a cigarette.
And a cigarette, broken. And Tock wields his spear as you hear Vander audibly groan. But the spear actually punctures the side of the octopus. And as you pull it out, you can see a thick black ooze comes out from the wound you've created.
I mean, if you ran at a barn with a spear, you'd expect to hit it, wouldn't you?
Great work with your banjo there.
Augustus, in order to escape, you need to succeed in a DC 16 strength saving throw. You attempt to wriggle free from the tentacle, but are unable to do so.
I take a short rest.
And you definitely don't. Back to the top of the round with Vander.
Again, I produce my heavy flintlock, and I'm going to try and blaze the second tentacle off Augustus.
Yes, please.
Advantage, please.
Okay, here we go. 19
is a hit. Roll for damage.
4.
You again blaze the weapon at the tentacle, smattering it with all sorts of kind of glass and salt and whatever else is being fired out of the flintlock. It kind of ripples against the thick hide, slimy hide of the octopus, but the tentacle does not let go this time.
Bastard. Oh, crap. On his next turn, it's just going to shove me in its mouth, isn't it?
Vander makes that kind of pained, I'm sorry face to Augustus.
Augustus is actually quite heartened by that. Thanks, Vander.
Immensely.
It is the giant octopus's turn. It is going to fling Augustus at the wall nearby.
Unkind.
Its tentacle can't be very well, though, can it?
No, please roll a d6, Augustus.
5.
please take 5 damage.
Oh, I'm down. I have 5 hit points.
Cool. So the tentacle flings Augustus into the wall with a loud thud and a crack, and then a thump. You see his unmoving body slump to the floor.
I still don't drop my cigarette.
With a broken cigarette still, it is then going to use its second attack to attack Tock. That is a natural 1 for a 6 total.
Can it fumble?
So another tentacle lashes at Tock this time, but is ineffective as Tock manages to bob and weave. Bennie.
I'm gonna shoot at it in an attempt to.
Do you get that advantage?
I do, because engaged with Tock.
Cool.
21.
Is it?
10 total.
So the rest of you see an arrow bursting from the darkness behind you, and it manages to pierce one of the many eyes of the octopus, and it recoils in pain from the attack. It's looking a little unwell.
You and me both, brother.
Tock.
I think Tock's going to have to carry on attacking this thing. Stab at it, but only for a 12.
It's a hit.
Well, it is tricky to miss something that size, I guess. Only 4 piercing damage, though, because, I can't roll like Augustus there.
The spear, once again, having found its enemy of choice, stabs into the thick hide of the giant octopus. Augustus. Vander.
Hang on, Augustus's dead body would just like to know what just happened.
I'm rolling death saving throws. So if you fail 3, you die. If you succeed 3, then you stabilize.
Can I do anything to help Augustus?
You have any healing spells?
I do not.
You can try and stabilize him.
How do I stabilize him?
Provide medical attention.
I provide medical attention.
Give me a medicine check.
Don't worry, Augustus.
He's seen his fair share of torture. He's probably not that bad at...
But what if I've seen calamari injuries before?
We could talk about that in the debrief.
I roll 9, because these injuries are new to me, and I've never dealt with sucker wounds.
You are unable to stabilize Augustus.
Shit.
And this is the giant octopus's turn. It's going to lash 2 attacks at Tock. 13?
Nope.
16?
Nope.
So, it's now wildly thrashing at the enemy close to it.
Benefits of carrying a shield.
Bennie.
Well, I'm going to just carry on shooting it, because I have no medical skills.
Come out with an excellent party here.
11.
Is a hit.
Ooh,
Just
agree.
Exactly what you needed.
10 total.
Yet another arrow whistles over Vander's head as he kneels beside Augustus, punching him in the chest, trying to wake him up. Another eye is taken, and now you see that the one half of the giant octopus's body appears limp, but is still raging with the other side.
Tock is going to sidestep. He's going to quickly hold his spear in his shield hand with the shield, reach into his pouch and say to Vander, that is not the way. Chuck him a small vial. Vander can then administer toward Augustus, and by way of that, I'm casting the Cure Wounds spell. So that will be 1d8 plus 5 damage. So that's 7 damage healed from Augustus.
Augustus is not dead?
Tock throws a vial to Vander, who instinctively manages to catch it in midair, pops the cork off the top, and pours it into Augustus's mouth.
As he does so, Tock will say,
No, it is a suppository.
Unfortunately, he says that too late. And Augustus, you come to, if I may say.
Take it my death saving throws were going well.
Natural 1, so you failed 2 with 1 roll.
Oh, good grief. Okay, I'm good. Glad I did that then.
You wake up with a pounding headache, a fat lip, and you feel a general sense of exhaustion, Augustus.
That's just the suppository damage.
Vander's got an unsteady hand.
I was just going to say, even your fine clothes from D. Biagio's don't bring you any solace at this moment.
He feels sad, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's right. Those are my fighting clothes. DiBiaggio's.
The average person feels sad when they get force-fed a suppository after being treated like a chew toy by a giant calamari.
So just imagine what the rich feel.
Well, exactly. I'm not sure whether it's worse to be mouth-fed a suppository or suppository-fed mouth medicine. Maybe that's going to be another one for our bonus subscribers.
Or breaking boundaries. I think this is really on trend for our demographic, I think.
And Augustus, it is your turn.
Okay, well, Augustus is going to raise the tone and I guess fire an arrow at the squid, right? That seems the thing to do.
Yeah, just to let you know, you have 1 point of exhaustion because you are knocked unconscious. So you now move at half speed.
Noted. Can I say attack like normal?
You could attack as normal.
So I will.
Augustus slowly sits up.
Draws his longbow. Oh, 9. Terrible.
With a kind of black eye coming, you draw back your bow and arrow, and as you let fly, the arrow flies backwards, and you just sadly look at your bow. Just as a brief mechanical interlude for you, Al, your character is shit at bows. Like you're effectively choosing to hamstring yourself every time you try and use a bow.
Well, I was too scared. I'm too scared to go any closer to the damn thing. I don't have a choice, do I?
That's fine. I'm just so that you're aware.
And
you could pick up something like a javelin or a hand axe or something you could throw, and you'd be amazing at that.
Would I?
Yes.
Okay. Can I throw my daggers? I've got daggers.
I mean, it's too late now because you've just completely.
You'd also be
can
pretty decent at throwing daggers as well.
Nice. Okay. I would like to. Can I move still?
Oh yeah, half speed though. 3 squares.
So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go backwards.
Boldly charges into combat. Oh no, the other way.
What a guy!
I'm gonna just for the enhancing story. I'm gonna be helping him backwards as far as I can.
Nope, that's not how that works. Let's try though. I like it.
You have to run away on your turn, Charlie.
Oh, fortunately, it is your turn, so you can actually do that.
I'm gonna help him backwards. Here we go. And I'm gonna turn and cast Mind Spike style. A glorious 25.
It's a hit. Please roll for damage.
That's 10.
Please tell me the story of how the giant octopus dies. He had exactly 9 left. Or had 9 left, I should say.
I turn whilst bravely dragging Augustus away from the battle.
Unhand me, sir.
And ignoring that unhelpful comment, having just saved his life and the lives of everyone in the cave. I turn and complicated hand movement and cast Mind Spike at the calamari. I obliterate its memories of its 18th and 21st birthdays. After which its octopus brain explodes. What we see from the outside is a kind of inner explosion as the whole octopus grows and shrinks inside. And then with a kind of burst balloon noise, it just sinks to the ground, its tentacles going limp and hideous octopus effluence spilling everywhere.
It definitely does. Ink going everywhere. Tock, can I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
Indeed. A 4.
The huge form of the giant octopus slumps forward, trapping Tock underneath it. Tock, your legs and the lower half of your body are currently trapped under the giant octopus.
Tock's gonna just try and push the octopus off and free himself.
Give me a strength saving throw.
Okay. As he does so, you'll again see a blue crackling light on his armor, which means that he's running a 26.
Natural 20. Yeah, you're able to stand up. The rest of you are treated to the sight of Tock having been crushed for a moment. His legs suddenly kind of fold back under himself and he just stands as the huge form lifts off the ground and he just steps out from under it. Congratulations, you're out of combat.
I want to speak to the villagers in a tone that may even be as strong as peeved, even slightly cross.
Before you do that, in the far corner of the cave is a dusty, beaten-up chest with a broken lock.
Bennie's on it like a scotch. Suddenly Bennie's all advanced.
Tock's going to go investigate the room as well. He'll watch Bennie open it and really hope it's not a mimic or something.
Okay. Well, I haven't said I'm going to open it.
You're walking across a big pond, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Where is this chest? Oh, I can see it now. Can I examine it for traps and things?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Tock, give me one as well.
Oh, sorry, I'm at advantage, tell you.
I will guide myself on that one.
25.
13.
Okay, yeah. There are no traps that you can see. It appears just to genuinely be just a chest.
Cool. I'd like to try to open it.
It appears the octopus did not set any traps on this chest.
I'd love to see a video of it attempting to do that.
It's a really sneaky calamari.
That's what he did on his 18th birthday, so he's actually lost that memory now. So, inside the chest, Benny, you find a set of neatly folded small clothes, likely belonging to a child. They're tattered and full of holes. Alongside it is a short wooden stick, roughly 10 inches in length with a crooked handle, a golden ring with a small red gem encrusted in it. Finally, a battered and damaged marionette doll.
Wow.
It was all worth it.
How delightfully creepy.
As you say that, the doll, which is currently facing you, says, "Well, how delightfully creepy."
Oh.
Oh no.
Benny, it appears to be copying anything you say.
Benny, it appears to be copying anything you say.
I don't like this.
I don't like this.
May I investigate the other items that you have discovered?
May I investigate the other items you've discovered?
I'm close to casting Mind Spike.
You can, Tock. I say, oh, Vander, have a look at this and see if you think we need to keep it. And I throw the marionette his way.
I just move aside.
It clatters onto the floor near you.
Investigation.
And Tock will investigate the other items as well.
Okay, 20.
This appears to be a magically infused item that can repeat things that you say. As far as you can tell, it's not that it repeats everything you say, and if you studied it for long enough, you think you could find a way to have it speak at the exact moment you wanted it to speak, saying exactly what you wanted it to say.
Interesting. I sweep it up into my robes.
You can add talking doll to your inventory.
Tock will investigate the other two items, the ring and the wand.
Is the doll not going to voice its horror at what just happened to it?
And I will guide myself, of course. That's 14.
Okay, so from a quick glance over, the ring appears to be non-magical, with no innate abilities. It's just quite a nice ring, probably relatively valuable. You would put it between the 10 and 15 gold range. The short wooden stick that you identified as a wand, you were correct to identify it as a wand. It appears to be magically infused. You don't know what with or how to use it, but you could certainly try.
Okay, I will inform Benny of that and stow the items, I guess.
Well, that beats the talking doll. Until you can see the value of a magic wand, that sounds like a proper thing. Talking doll.
Don't be too hasty to judge, Benny.
I was going to say, Tock will investigate that big pool in the middle.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
If only to clean himself. 20.
It's very deep, and it appears to form part of a network of underground rivers and lakes. So the creature's obviously able to move between them, and has appeared here.
If that comes out in the shimmering pools.
Vander is already over at the giant octopus and is cutting off bits, and is heard to say,
Good for calamari too.
Oh, gross.
Can I investigate the clothes, see if there's anything unusual about them?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
25.
These bear all the hallmarks of the clothes that you've seen on the locals in Haven. As far as you can tell, they are definitely children's clothes. So it appears as if a child has gone missing from Haven, and these are his or her belongings.
Well, that's pretty bleak, isn't it? I guess someone might want these returning to them.
I think there's a bigger question here. Why did they not tell us if a child had gone into this cave and not come back?
I mean, we can't be sure they knew.
That they'd lost a child?
Well, obviously they knew they'd lost a child, but we don't know when that might have been.
Why did the octopus, having presumably eaten the child, carefully pack away his possessions into a chest?
The chest may have been stolen as an item individually. The child may not have been consumed.
Certainly some questions to answer.
I think questions to answer for the villagers, who I think we now might treat with a great deal more suspicion than we have. We viewed them as fellow enemies of the Empire, but there may indeed be more than simply the enemy of my enemy is my friend at work here.
Can we get them to let us have another go in the bathhouse before we start our questioning? Because I really liked that. Really liked it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Benny, having just been thrown against the wall by an octopus, though. I'm rather keen to leave this area, if that's at all possible.
Augustus, you do not wish for healing?
Yes, also healing. I'm not sure that the village here and its inhabitants are the right people for the job.
There is a herbalist called Alara who may be able to provide healing. I suggest we visit the herbalist called Alara for healing.
Well, we must go back to the village in any case, but I ask only that we do that with a greatly increased degree of caution and skepticism for the people that just sent us into this cave.
And all I'm saying is, we don't need to let them know of our suspicions until we've had an hour in the bathhouse.
Agreed. We will head back, tread with caution, and not begin our conversations by explaining our suspicions.
Perfectly agreed.
I find that acceptable.
Aye.
Excellent.
Yeah, Tock will be happy to carry back as much octopus as Vander wants to mutilate.
Maybe just put that straight on the airship. No need to bring that up, is there?
You're going to try and drag a massive octopus.
It depends how much octopus are we.
What's that? No, you mind. It's going on the air.
This is my bag. I had this when I went in.
Well, it's the middle of the night, isn't it?
It's about 4 a.m.
How big is the octopus? Is trying to work out the scale of this.
It's enormous. It's like almost the size of a house.
That's fine, but we're obviously not going to take that much.
So even if we get it to the airship, it's just going to be hanging off the side.
Not taking the whole thing.
Yeah, let's just butcher a bit of it. Stick it in some bags or boxes or something.
I'm sure the villagers will want to come back and use it as a food source as well.
We're not planning to be in the air long enough to need a house worth of food.
What condition was the manticore pelt in? Was it
completely ruined? The whole thing, the whole creature was just bleh.
Was it just
desiccated,
covered in sucker wounds?
Yeah, basically. It was sucked dry.
I turned to Augustus.
Could have been you.
Very nearly was. Thanks for reminding me, Vander.
So with your pockets full of calamari, carrying as much as you possibly can carry,
Tock will drag back like a big tentacle or something.
Stinking of fish, you begin to make your way through the jungle. It's about 4 a.m, just so you're aware. Can I have perception checks from everyone, please?
Tock is mostly thinking about this. Tentacle was a 5.
10.
11.
So with Vander presumably still helping Augustus, as Augustus limps through the jungle, it's half an hour or so before you make it back to the outskirts of Haven. Walking around in the centre of Haven, near your ship, is Lorien.
Ah, Lorien. How fortunate. Do you have time to see our friend? He's not very well.
See your friend? Is that a joke?
Apologies, a poor choice of words. Our friend Augustus is in need of your skill.
Oh, okay. Well, how can I help?
What's that? That smells like fish.
No fish here.
Give me a deception check.
Oh, why are we trying to hide this? 17.
Oh, it must be this from the soup earlier. What's happened to Augustus?
He's been attacked by a giant fish.
What waste of your deception?
I don't know. I'll tell you that about. He's been attacked in the cave.
Oh, did you manage to kill the big cat?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh, fantastic. The best bet would be to speak to Alara. She's the herbalist, you see. She's good with healing. I'm more for hunting things myself, or at least I used to be. And I had the old clink clink eyes.
Are you familiar with any other creatures in the caves?
There might have been sturges. Do you know what sturges are? They're like gigantic bat mosquito things.
We did come across a few, yes.
Oh, and possibly spiders, but I can't imagine they'd have been too much difficulty for you.
We did meet one of those too. Anything else?
Not that I'm aware of.
You've not come across a giant squid? We thought we saw something moving in the murky depths.
A giant squid? Well, in the cave? I didn't think so. How did it get in there?
Indeed. It was a giant octopus, not a squid.
Oh,
The creature was slain.
oh, excellent. So giant octopus is dead there. How giant are we talking?
Size of a house. Giving up the deception entirely then.
Really?
There was a pool with possible connections to the shimmering pools.
Can I do some sort of insight check, see if Lorian's response feels authentic?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to go ahead and say his response seems authentic.
It certainly does.
To be fair, it does. He seems like a really nice dude.
Has your big cat creature been causing problems for a while, Lorian, or is this a new thing?
Only a few days. I was worried it might have been a manticore, but I didn't want to say anything just in case you didn't.
There was a manticore. It had been eaten by the octopus.
Oh, that's a horrific mental image.
You should have seen the live show.
Oh, Augustus, you're out awake. That's good. And he reaches out to Augustus to feel your face. Oh, you are quite injured. You go speak to Alara. She'll help you out. And a deal is a deal. And he pulls one of the bows off his back. Who do I give this to?
Well, we've learned that Augustus isn't a dab hand with a bow, so maybe I'll take that. Thank you.
Go ahead, Bennie.
There you go, Bennie.
Bennie is a fantastic shot with the bow.
Thanks, Tock. Very good of you to say so.
Nice is going to the right hands. And if there's anything that Gregor can make for you out of wood, the rest of you, I will instruct him to do so in the morning.
Very kind.
You've done Haven a great service, and if what you say is true of the octopus, we'll have food for days.
That is true, yes. Solving one of our problems as well as one of yours.
Indeed. I've already spoken to Kalen. We are going to be happy to provide you with plenty of food to last you at least a week in the air. And tomorrow we plan to hold a feast in your honour before you go. Kalen specifically wanted to speak to you, Vander, and make sure that you're well fed.
See, that's very kind.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Our pleasure.
Get some rest.
And we will. Bennie, I understand you're heading to the bar?
Aye, will they be open? Will I be able to get in this time of night?
Yeah, the baths are open all the time.
I might pop in. I quite enjoyed the sensation of being clean. It's a new one on me.
Sleep well. He begins to hobble off.
Well, before he goes, Bennie calls after Lorian, and this is Lorian.
Yes, Bennie.
When we were in caves, we found a set of child's clothes.
I wonder who they belong to.
Well, you must have an idea.
Well, no children have gone missing from Haven.
You can see why this would be a bit unsettling, though, wouldn't you, Lorian?
When you've lived as long as I have, you get used to seeing weird and wonderful things. I'll tell you tomorrow night. I'll tell you how I lost my eyes, if you like.
I think I'm probably all right, to be honest.
All I had was a good story. That's what I lost my eyes for. Never mind. Sleep well.
Come on, Bennie.
That was weird, wasn't it, Vander? That was weird. I mean, I believe him, but it were weird.
The part where you denied the blind person his story?
Not that bit. No, not that bit.
The part where you tried to get the blind person to take ownership of the child's clothes the octopus was hoarding?
Okay, fine. Yeah, it wasn't weird. Everything was fine. It's totally normal to find a set of children's clothes in a box being guarded by a giant octopus. I'm sorry I brought it up. I feel foolish now. Let's go and have a bath and enjoy ourselves.
Augustus and Tock, you head towards, in the direction of the herbalist. So tucked away in a cosy cottage is the herbalists belonging to Alara. There appear to be no lights on, and the door is closed.
Augustus, she is likely asleep.
Please knock hard on the door, Tock.
Tock will knock hard on the door.
You kind of knock on the door, and you see that a plank of wood kind of dislodges and breaks slightly as you bang, bang, bang on it. And you hear a voice from inside, I'm coming. And the door opens. You see Alara. She stood there with her hair all messed up, wearing a kind of rough-made night dress. What's up? Oh, what's happened to you?
I'm sorry to wake you, my dear, but I've been gravely injured, and I wonder if you might assist in my recovery.
Of course. Come in.
Tock's going to head back to the Whispering Grove, and he's going to watch the stars.
As you enter the Whispering Grove, the priestess does not appear to be there this time.
I'm not going back up to the hut, just sitting in the trees and staring at the stars whilst remaining motionless.
Can I have a perception check, please?
22.
Is that a natural 20?
That's a natural 20.
Holy.
Yeah, Tock's not normally that perceptive, but...
So as you're standing in the Whispering Grove, you can see that there's a small bench made out of wood, which you saw the last time you were there. It didn't seem that remarkable. Rolled up on the bench appears to be a newspaper, because along with the newspaper, you also hear in the distance to the south voices in the darkness in the forest.
Do I recognise any of them?
They're very muffled.
Okay.
In the distance around.
I'll go investigate that before bringing the newspaper to everyone. It's probably the priest again.
So you head off into the jungle to the south, and you're walking for no more than 5 minutes. But you do the kind of scenery around you has changed enough that you feel suitably distant from Haven. As you move through the undergrowth, hear the sound of hushed chatter. It's coming from about 150 feet away from you. Moving carefully towards the sound, you look at a dense collection of trees, and in the clearing beyond the trees, bathed in the bright moonlight, is a large airship. In neat rows at the bottom of the ramp are dozens of bounders, all of them listening to a tall, slender man in a black hood. This man's face is covered in a black mask with a roughly painted white skull on it. At this range, you can actually hear his slightly modulated voice.
The Emperor wants these traitors brought to justice quickly. It is a priority for him, which means it's a priority for Gramplona and for us. Astrid failed in Lunadyne, but we have the element of surprise. There is a hidden settlement around here. Get the maps. Owen is prepared to attack by morning. We move quietly, capture the outlaws, take control of their ship.
So what about the locals?
Kill them all. We can use their deaths as a message to the people of what happens when you harbor criminals.
And then all the bounders respond, yes, Morrison. And that is where we're going to end it for the evening.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Dave Windust as Bennie Quez, Alex Morrison as Augustus Zeno, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, and Harry King as Tock, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master.
Because they were all terrible. It was
that
bad.
Was the worst round of facts. Everyone's just a team fail. We should wipe us for that. That should be it.
I feel like I was singled out last week because I came up with a good character-specific fact.
Really good.
I wanted to regress to the mean this week.
Well, welcome back.
Have you ever seen the TV show Life with Damian Lewis?
No.
His well, it wasn't very good.
Looks like we're going for the bonus round.
he was a police officer who got sent to jail, and then he got out of jail, and he was always eating fruit because he was just like, if you've not been to jail, you'll never understand how brilliant it is just to have fruit. And I was really just trying to riff off that with my fact, but it's quite a niche reference because it wasn't
a niche reference of a TV show that you hate.
I don't hate it. It just wasn't very good.
Maybe in future we just reference TV shows that we like, or that maybe our audience might like. We really need to get some demographic information on them.
Well, at the moment, apparently it's just your parents, so you could get very detailed information, surely.
I just want to point out, if our facts somehow hit our demographic, then I never want to meet our audience. It's important that we never meet them.
I will check with my parents if they liked Life with Damian Lewis.
Thanks. Yeah.
I tried to get my mum to download it, but she was technologically incapable, so we're still on 2.
You don't even have to download it. You just have to click the link and press play.
My mum doesn't know that I know swear words, so I can't listen to it. Sorry.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our Linktree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.